Steve Bannon's allies have been sentenced to prison in, quote, "We build the wall," close quote, scheme. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to NBC News, Brian Colfage was sentenced to just over 4 years in prison, while co-defendant Andrew Badalato was sentenced to 3 years. Steve Bannon pleaded not guilty in September. We Build the Wall campaign fundraiser Brian Colfage and Andrew Badalato were sentenced to prison on Wednesday for their role in defrauding hundreds of thousands of donors and stealing the proceeds, the Department of Justice said. Colfage was sentenced to 51 months in prison, just over 4 years, and Badalato was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Colfage and Badalato both pleaded guilty in April last year to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in the donor scheme. The crime carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. The two were also handed 3 years of supervised release. Colfage, 41, was ordered to forfeit over $17.8 million and pay over $2 million in restitution. Badalato, 58, must forfeit over $1.4 million and pay the same amount in restitution. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres also ordered forfeiture of over $1.3 million in funds held by We Build the Wall and property in New Mexico, where the group had started constructing part of a wall, according to the DOJ press release. The fraud perpetrated by Mr. Colfage and Mr. Badalato went well beyond defrauding individual donors, Torres said in the release, mentioning that the cause would have a chilling effect on political donations. They hurt us all, Torres said. Colfage and Badalato worked with Steve Bannon, former chief White House strategist in the Trump administration, to build together a crowd-funded effort to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border after Donald Trump made building a wall his signature part of the 2016 campaign and subsequent presidency. Mr. Colfage respects the court and its determination, but we disagree that 51 months was appropriate for this American hero. Colfage's lawyer said in a statement to NBC News, referring to their client's service as a veteran and triple amputee, but he's a thief. We are disappointed that the court did not vary substantially based not only on Brian's contrition and extraordinary service to our country, but also based on the Bureau of Prisons' abysmal small track record for providing the necessary medical care, abysmal track record for providing the necessary medical care to inmates. African Americans are locked in prison every day, and they're not attended to, they're not taken care of, and no one cares about their medical or personal needs. Badalato's lawyer did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment. Although Trump pardoned Bannon of federal charges for his role in We Build the Wall, Bannon was indicted in September 2022 in New York State on charges including money laundering and scheming to defraud donors. He pleaded not guilty in both the federal and New York cases. Brian Colfage and Andrew Badalato abused the trust of donors to We Build the Wall and stole hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations to line their own pockets, said U.S. Attorney Damian Williams in a press release. The defendants have now been held accountable for their criminal conduct. The crowd-funded campaign ultimately raised over $25 million, despite Colfage asserting that all of the funds would be put toward their mission and purpose. The defendants used the money for their personal use and took steps to conceal it by using fake invoices and contracts, DOJ said. Their co-defendant, Timothy She, 52, was also convicted on multiple counts related to the scheme and is scheduled to be sentenced on June 13, according to DOJ. And whatever happened to, my thought got by me for a minute. I'm doing a lot of work here live in the studio. You know what? I'll talk about this one in another video. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.